Hi, everybody. Welcome to this video about the full moon in Aquarius of August 2022. We are the astrologers of Pandora Astrology. I'm Jamie Kale Miller. I'm in Berkeley, California.
And I'm Julia Mijas in San Francisco.
And we're going to tell you all about this full moon along with important dates coming this month and how to handle it. So we are calling this moon Crossroads of Change, to consolidate or innovate. And that's because one of the biggest themes in this moon is a real dilemma between Saturn and Uranus. Saturn representing the principles of the old ways, the structures that have come from the past. It's very conservative. It's very rule bound. It's very traditional, if you will. And then this is placed in a sort of an obstructional square with Uranus, which is the innovator, the experimenter, likes to push for the cutting edge of progress and that which is new, and kind of likes to break down the old, sees the cracks and the break points in the old, and wants to break it down and create something new out of it. So this is a real dilemma because the moon itself is in Aquarius, and that's the sign that Uranus rules. So this moon wants to make changes and has arrived at this crossroads of change. However, the moon has to deal with Saturn right here, which is reminding the moon there are these old ways that came from before, and they were, hard won and built by those who came before us, and they deserve some respect before you just bash them to pieces. So, and there are a lot of other factors in this moon too, but I feel like, Julia, I'd love to just break down, that's a very Uranus word, right? Break down this aspect of it, the Saturn-Uranus square, before we go any further, because this part all by itself is a bit of a mouthful.
Oh, yeah. Oh, definitely. And Saturn and Uranus, they do have very different meanings. So there's a lot of tension in this aspect between the two. Saturn is about following authority. It's about tradition. It's about, doing the tried and true in life instead of breaking out into anything new. And Uranus is represents the future. If Saturn's more the past, Uranus is the future. It's about being a bit uncompromising too. It can definitely have a little of a my way or the highway attitude to it, and being more innovative, more avant-garde. So there's definitely a tension between both of those that's going to play out on an emotional level because the moon's up in there.
Yeah. And it's interesting to me that Saturn, despite being in Aquarius, and Aquarius being ruled by Uranus here in the modern system, and we think of Aquarius as being very different in nature from Saturn, yet in the traditional system, Saturn rules Aquarius. And I wondered if you'd speak to that a little bit.
Oh, about Saturn's rulership of Aquarius.
Yeah.
Well, Saturn is a very social planet. So I see, its rulership of Capricorn speaking more to the social hierarchy, that top-down types of social structure, and,
right.
And about security, the security of developing a good career or good resources or good standing in society.
Right.
Whereas Aquarius is more about, what the effort of a group can accomplish. Ooh. So I think it still has, they're both very social signs in different ways, and they speak to society at large versus the social network of close family and friends. But yeah, it's about Saturn's higher side in Aquarius is about, what humanity can do if we all came together. One person can't build a cathedral. One person can't come up with nuclear technology. So I think that it's about the higher side of a group effort. Yeah.
Wow, that's awesome. So I would say this moon is plugging into that for sure. So there's also a couple of other factors here that are worth mentioning. One is that this moon-sun opposition, and it is an opposition, that's what a full moon um, crosses the nodal axis. We have the North Node in Taurus, we have the South Node in Scorpio. And so there's this general feel with the South Node traveling through Scorpio that we've got to let go of some old controlling ways of being. And with the North Node in Taurus, we need to embrace peacefulness and stability. So there's a lot of like old drama and what shall we say, like controlling ways of being and ways of avoiding vulnerability that can stir up lots of emotional chaos. And because the South Node represents, what we're supposed to let go of, that baggage that is holding us back from evolving, while the North Node in Taurus represents the evolutionary direction right now in general for us humans. And that means North Node in Taurus would speak to things like environmentalism, like peacefulness, stability, groundedness, and getting away from drama and power and control games and manipulation and that sort of thing. So this is really the what you might call the pro-evolutionary high ground. And Uranus is here in Taurus. Now, this is interesting because Uranus is really uncomfortable in Taurus. If you think, as I do, and plenty of astrologers do, that Uranus is exalted in Scorpio, then it's in its fall in Taurus. And that makes perfect sense because Uranus likes to break things and it likes to, it's very cerebral, and Taurus likes to stabilize things and have them stay the same. And it's very earthy and practical and doesn't really care about like the realm of ideas. So Uranus really struggles in Taurus, but Uranus is busily on a 7-year journey to make innovation in the Taurus realm. And some of that is definitely happening through environmentalism. It's also happening through food, and it's very much happening through currency, which is another Taurus theme, money. So it's interesting to see Uranus joining up with the North Node in Taurus, as if to say there are some innovations that we need to make in these areas that will lead us more towards that, peaceful, pro-evolutionary higher ground and away from the drama of that South Node in Scorpio. And this particular moon would seem to be a crossroads where we can choose, do we want to like be more dramatic and like support people in the world who are just making power grabs and being manipulative and controlling and dominating and cooking up a ruckus? Or do we want to aim for peacefulness, stability, and sustainability?
Yeah, no, that's very cool. And yeah, I definitely think this full moon is going to play out in our groups and friendship circles because of that sign of Aquarius. And the release of whatever drama of the group might be towards a more independent, your own individual, chill, calm, stable, because those are all Taurus words, approach, perhaps.
Yes. So we have some help here, some harmonious connections to this moon in the form of Pallas Athena and Chiron. And I really love this because Pallas Athena is a goddess of wise governance. She is a civilizer. She is isn't there a gun called the Civilizer? I don't think that's what she's
that
talking
seems
about.
antithetical.
Yeah, that's not what she's talking about. Absolutely not what she's talking about. And I think, but she is truly a goddess of civilization because she's about defending and protecting civilization. She's not about aggressing, campaigning, and taking more turf. She's not a conqueror. She is a defender and protectress of the civilization that happens in the city walls and the wise governance that happens inside of it. And so she's bringing her wisdom to help this moon. And then also we have Chiron, the wounded healer, which is all about integration and helping things that have been split apart or broken to come together and be made whole again. So Chiron is bringing help as well. Any final thoughts, Julia?
Yeah, I mean, Palace can also have a lot to do with strategy too. So using your wisdom in a very sort of strategic way of working with the group, perhaps.
Mm-hmm. Yes, yes, absolutely. I like that piece. All right. Well, thank you for watching this video. Hope you enjoyed it. You can always find our good stuff on our website, pandoraastrology.com. There's a monthly forecast there for you. There are free horoscopes for you to watch for your rising sign and your sun sign. And you can find classes and readings there as well. Until next time, we'll see you around the cosmos. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.